The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Stephen Gregg Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Stephen Gregg Show, where we cover everything on the court with the South Greene Lady Rebels basketball team. We'll recap last week's game with Unicoi County and talk about all the postponements and the weather and everything like that. But first, we need to get a quick commercial break in first. We'll be right back after these messages here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Gary's Paint and Body Shop Stephen Gregg Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Gary's Paint and Body Shop, and by First Horizon Bank.
Twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Stephen Gregg Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the South Greene Lady Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Rebels head coach Stephen Gregg. Coach, how you doing this week?
Doing well. Got a couple of days off and a little 2-hour delay, so was able to charge our batteries up a little bit, so I feel a little more rested than I have last couple of weeks.
Would you classify this as a new color that you've added to the color wheel?
It's neutral.
It's neutral?
Neutral, yeah.
I don't think, would that technically be khaki colored?
Yeah. More like an oatmeal, yeah.
Oatmeal, yeah. Kind of like is it Carhartt brand?
No. It's a Henway.
Okay.
You know what that is?
No,
you
not
don't know
familiar.
what a Henway is?
Mm-mm.
About 5 or 6 pounds.
That is?
A Henway.
Oh, a Henway.
Yeah.
I thought you meant that jacket was 5 or 6 pounds.
No, you asked me, what's a Henway? And I said about 5 or 6 pounds.
Okay. So you've had a few days off now. We'll go into Unicoi County first, and we'll get it out of the way, and then we'll talk about all the weather and everything. It wasn't what we expected. I think everybody expected it to come on Friday. That's why the game was moved to Thursday, and you end up traveling down to Irwin on Thursday and took a lopsided loss to Unicoi County, one that I think surprised everybody. So what was the factor in Thursday night's loss?
I'll just take full credit on that. I didn't have my team ready to play. Couldn't get them motivated. We fell behind. You know, a lot of times we fall behind because of lack of shooting, and we got to find a way to push through. And it was early, and we still had chances to fight. So I'll take that one on the chin. I just didn't have them ready to play.
And I know Irwin's a tough place to go play too. Was it the environment that affected them any? Was it moving a day up and not having enough preparation? What were some of those factors that went into the loss?
I mean, it's just, you know, having that willingness to fight, not give up, you know, get knocked down, stand up again, keep moving forward mentality. And I couldn't get it out of them, and it seemed like I seen some quit on some faces, and you know, I just couldn't push buttons, get them go. And bottom line, we were 2 for 16 3-point line. We were 1 for 18 the game before, and if we're not making shots, a lot of times, even some of the teams I've had in the past, when they're not making shots, they feel like they're not contributing, and there's other areas of the game that they can improve on. So that's been our main focus, because you're going to have nights that you don't shoot it, but it seemed like I couldn't get my team to go back down the floor with any urgency. They wouldn't crash the boards. It was just a bad night all the way around, and you know, you can blame it on what you want to, but you know, it comes down to having determination and guts. And if you're not making shots, then you need to find a way to go get involved in the game in other areas. So that's where I felt like, you know, I didn't have them prepared. They threw in the towel, and there's nobody in our league 30 points better than anybody. I mean, any night, I think anybody could challenge anybody, and you know, I can still sit here and say they're not 30 points better than us. So I'll take that one on the chin.
And like you said, anything can happen in this league, and Thursday and Friday showed that, because After Thursday night, I see Unicoi beat South Greene, and I'm thinking, man, Johnson County's got the opportunity to now even things up now at the top spot in the conference. And then you go into Friday night, Happy Valley upsets Johnson County. So now you've got that wrench thrown into everything to where Johnson County still sits a game behind. Unicoi County gets closer. West Greene's right there in the mix. And I think I said it in a previous show. This week right here was going to be a huge mix-up in the boys. Well, we didn't really see that in the boys. We saw that in the girls. So at the moment right now, South Greene first place, 5-1. Johnson County and West Greene tied for second place at 4-2. Unicoi County now in fourth place with a 3-game winning streak at 3-3. And then Chuckey Doak and Happy Valley down at the bottom in 5th and 6th, tied with a 1-5 record. So now that we're 6 games through and things have been shaken up a little bit, how do you feel at the moment?
A little shaky. I mean, I've been itching to get back in the gym after our last performance, but as a coach, you always see them at their worst, and you kind of got that in the back of your head: is are we going to show up with the same effort we had? So I've been anticipating get back in the gym and playing, and but who knows what you're going to get? But I don't expect another throttling like we had the other night. We'll find a way to put somebody on there that'll at least get back and defend the basket. And that's why, I take full credit for that. And the girls got to get it out of their heads when they're not making shots. So I think this week and the next week and the week following is very important, and we're going to be battling snowstorms and inclement weather, and we're going to be held out of the gym, but we can't look at that as an excuse or an obstacle because everybody else is in the same boat. It's just something you got to kind of will through. So that's why I think sometimes rust sets in, and a little momentum gets on somebody's side, then anybody could beat anybody in this league. I've said that. We've just been fortunate to win some close ones early and maintain a lead at the moment, but it's not locked in.
You said you've been itching and anticipating to get back into the gym, and you've not been able to do that because of the weather. That was a main topic of last week, wondering how much snow we were going to get. Didn't really get a lot of snow. Got a lot of ice. Didn't come as early as everybody expected. It came later than everybody expected. Everybody moved Friday's games to Thursday, but it ended up being Monday and Tuesday's games that ended up getting postponed. So through, I guess, Friday through Tuesday, what's that 5-day period been for you as a head coach?
Well, we took off Friday after that disastrous game at Unicoi, and I just told them, let's take a day off, rest, get our injuries behind us, and plus we're battling sickness and the sniffles. I mean, everybody goes through that this time of year. And I felt like Friday was a much-needed day off, and then we got back in the gym yesterday, and it's sort of like you're having to regroup your whole team again and get to know them. And I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to game plan execution, and I've stuck to a lot of man, and I keep watching everybody else in the league play zone, and people are playing with each other, and it's not necessarily based off of athleticism. It's it's X's and O's, and here I'm still trying to go chase people man to man and giving up driving lanes to the bucket, and I look up, other teams are shooting like us, 3 for 34 from 3-point line, and so I've got to do a better job of mixing it up and not just relying on pressure the whole game. And but hindsight's 20/20. Almost every time, ironically, I point to a zone, somebody gets hot. A team goes off on us. And it's sort of like Unicoi. We tried to go guard a couple of players heavily, and then players that wasn't even really on the depth chart and ended up going 5 for 9 from 3-point line. So I'm always thinking of that in the back of my head, But I am pretty stubborn and resilient on wanting to be better at a man, because I feel like if you can play man principles, you can apply that in any zone or any trap or press and defense. But at some point, we got to look and say, is this working? Or, why are other teams having more success in a zone? So it's something we got to think about.
5 days without being in the gym, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That is a long time. Usually that happens during breaks such as Thanksgiving or Christmas, but you don't ever want that to happen during the middle of a district like this. And looking forward at the schedule now, you've got 2 key games up ahead now with Happy Valley and Chucky Doak. Got that opportunity to get 2 more wins under your belt heading in to the final 2 games with Johnson County and West Greene. We'll talk about those in just a moment though, and talk about, well, first we had that West Greene game get postponed. Yeah. So before I do go to break and forget about that, February 9th.
It is.
So that's the new date of the West Greene game, originally scheduled to be played last night on Tuesday, now moved to the 9th. So we'll talk about that a little bit on the back half and the other 2 games up ahead on the road for the Lady Rebels here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
For over 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommy's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Stephen Gregg Show, where we cover everything on the court with the South Greene Lady Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Stephen Gregg. So you got 2 road games up ahead, as we mentioned. You've got Happy Valley and you've got Chucky Doak. Both key district games, both give you an opportunity to get 2 more wins before you go into that final 2-game home stretch with West Greene, or that final 2-game stretch with West Greene and Johnson County. Still have to go to Mount City. So what do you expect tomorrow night with Happy Valley?
I mean, I just expect that bullseye to be bigger and larger every time we take the court. Looking at their last game, they put up more points than what we were accustomed to them scoring. So I know that he's had a player sidelined, and possibly that player is back now, really good freshman that they have high hopes for. So they handled Johnson County better than we did in our own gym. So I expect a dogfight every night, night in, night out, because when you're at the top, it's like I told the girls, it's easy to get there. It's harder to maintain it, and sometimes we have to have a couple crushing losses in order for reality to set in.
Looking forward to Chucky Doak. Go on the road again for that one. It's a team that's been hungry all year. They've gotten 1 win with Happy Valley, and it's been a while since they've got a district win, and they played you close here at home until the 4th quarter when you were able to distance yourself. So what do you expect when you walk into their home gym next Tuesday?
The same thing every night. I mean, I don't look at anyone being the top team in this league. you know, you look around, this team beat this team, that team beat this team, but this team beat that team that couldn't beat this team. And I think that's what we're going to be saying here, you know, after a couple of weeks when it's said and done. So it should shape up for a good district tournament.
And then we mentioned the West Greene game been postponed to February 9th, and that's your final conference home game. And I forgot that Johnson County, you have to go on the road for that one too. So 3 of your last 4 district games are all on the road.
Yeah.
You even mentioned it, I believe, in your office after the Johnson County win. After that first half sweep, you've got more games on the road than you do here at home, and you finish with 3 of your final 4 being on the road. So how does that impact things a little bit?
It just, you know, prepares you for district tournament push, not playing in your own gym, but it just makes every game more intense and mean more. And, you know, we still control our own destiny. If we win out, you know, we're district champs. And unfortunately, you know, 3 of those 4 are on the road. And our girls are going to know it's not going to be an easy task, but we got to start building continuity, like yesterday, straight through. Like, we can't revert to fall backwards now. We've got to start thinking tournament push now.
And it's crazy that looking back to the Unicoi County too, 4 of your final district games were on the road. So it's not very, I wouldn't say kind, but it's not favorable for you all knowing that 4 of your last 5 have to be on the road. But as you said, win them all, knock them off one by one, and you're regular season champs at the end of the year with that #1 spot in the district tournament and with a bye into the region tournament. So take it one game at a time. Thursday night, Happy Valley on the road. Tuesday night, Chucky Dope on the road. If you have plan, or if you don't have any plans, go up and watch the Lady Rebels on Thursday night. And Tuesday night, didn't also mention that Happy Valley game was also moved up to Thursday. It was Friday, so moved up to Thursday. Been so many postponements and stuff that you just forget the games are moved around now. But yes, that game has been moved from Friday to Thursday. Failed to mention that. But those are your games up ahead on the doctrine, unless there's anything else you've got to add.
Good.
That's all I got this week. All right. Once again, appreciate sitting down with you. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Stephen Gregg Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.